Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Just a quick video for you. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has followed me for 6.5 years here on YouTube, and to the clients who come back to me not just 2 times, not just 3 times, sometimes 4 or 5 times. So thank you. All right. And guess what? Over the last couple of years, we've seen it all. We've seen earthquakes, a government shutdown, we've seen an Equifax breach, and we've even seen a pandemic, right? That's a lot of stuff. And guess what? I'm still here. And what does that mean? That means that there's hope. As long as you do this the right way, then you can get where you need to be. But again, it has to be done the right way. And just so you know, I'm looking down because my notes are right here. There's a lot that I want to get through. So just bear with me, okay? So let's put all of this in proper perspective. And just so you know, as a side note, I'm not targeting or personalizing this towards any one person or any one company. These are general things that I am going to be talking about. So that is my caveat here, okay? So as long as I've been doing credit repair and credit sweeps, credit restoration, whatever category you want to put it in, I have never commercialized credit repair. And it's not that I can't, it's that I refuse to, right? And if you want to know what I mean by commercializing credit repair, you may want to go check out probably any other video that I have here. I've only got 734 of them, right? So I know the hardships, I know the deadlines, the mortgages that you're trying to get, the credit cards that you need to have as a cushion in case there's some sort of emergency, or you need to repair your house, or any of those things, right? I know these things, I understand them, and therefore I do not commercialize credit repair or credit sweeps, right? And there's all these different phases to this. And then now you watch these videos where TikTok videos and YouTube videos and Facebook posts and all of that, where they tell you they went from a 400 to an 800 in just 90 days. Like, what? Dude, they're not even talking about the fact that they had negative items on their credit report and they had to remove those, and then they had to build their score, and then they had to do all these other things. They just went from a 400 to an 800 in 90 days, and guess what? That is impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. Getting your credit on track is one thing, and building your score is something totally different. It's not even in the same freaking hemisphere, okay? So stop believing these things. That's what I'm talking about commercializing. They turn something that they know that you desperately need into something that they're like, hey, you can do this because these are my results, right? This is my result. But at the end of these videos, what you find out at the end of these videos, is that it is a do-it-yourself program, right? Do-it-yourself program to get someone else's result. How does that make any sense? And yes, my camera is going all over the place because I am using my hand. So I apologize. Don't get video sickness or whatever it is, okay? So anyways, key word to that is do it yourself, okay? So you want to do it yourself to get someone else's result. How does that make any sense? I would respect it more if someone was like, yo, listen, we sell templates, and these templates are literally the same for all of everybody, literal same wording. All you're going to do is copy and paste your information and put it in this letter. But besides that, it's literally the same, okay? And there's 1,000 of us selling these same letters, because guess what? The one thing that separates all of these templates, it's their sales pitch. It is literally just their sales pitch, okay? You can't tell me that anything besides that is different. It's literally just that. So now, what we're not talking about here is the score. So how did they go from a 400 to an 800 using these templates that everyone else is sending in? And we're not even talking about the fact that these templates get stuck and don't even go into the system to get an investigation. So yeah, no, totally something different. What do I know though? Who the heck am I, right? So the part that's missing here is what do they clap 3 times and now all of a sudden there's the score goes, 300 points, 400 points, 350 points, or is there some sort of magic fairy dust that goes onto these letters that turns it into a score building process while also removing the negative items? That's what you need to understand with this. First, we remove the negative items. Then phase 2 is adding things that are going to flesh out the credit while we're removing the most negative aspects of it. And then there's the third part where now you're focusing on the scores. It is impossible to have that entire thing done in such a small period of time, okay? So I'm not trying to burst anyone's bubble. But again, you have to put things in proper perspective. And the one thing, again, that I refuse to do is commercialize this process. And I accomplish this by telling you exactly what it is, not what you're trying to hear, okay? You see, I actually write my disputes for my clients based on the information on their credit report, right? Every month you have new information that's on the report, and we take that information and turn it into an argument that's going to remove the negative item. I don't just say, well, module 4 is going to tell you what you need to do, so now you need to go to module 4, right? And module 4 is going to explain why this, that, and the third. No, dude, no. The laws change all the time. Your credit report changes monthly. So why are we going to have the same process, the same letter, the same everything for everybody? It doesn't work like that. Okay, and again, I am not hating. I'm explaining the difference between what I do and what everyone else does, because you need to understand that this is not something that can be commercialized, right? So let's simplify all this shit, okay? So when you stand in front of your own house that you got with your credit, you can go and make a TikTok, but not when you are, like, anybody can go stand in front of their BMW and do all of their whole, this thing and all this, that, and the third, right? But, like, what, dude? What? Wait until you get your own house. Wait until you can say, you know what? Yes, I did this myself. I used these templates. I used this, or I used that. And this is the house that I got. This is the car that I got. This is the credit that I got, the credit cards, all that kind of stuff. Like, that is when you need to be going and making your TikTok videos and your YouTube videos and your, Facebook ads and all of that kind of stuff. Because outside of that, you are literally just trying to sell an end result without explaining the entire process to people. And that's where you get stuck, okay? So, like, getting my client financially free is, like, free and secure is a process. And, like, again, this is something that nobody wants to talk about because they're looking for the sale and the shortcut, right? Like, they're not looking to get you to feel uncomfortable and not want to push that button or make that call or whatever. Like, I tell you things straight up, like, dude, this is, number 1, it's legit. Number 2, it's difficult. And number 3, it's a process. But if you allow me to do what I do and not use my fairy magic dust, because that doesn't exist, then I will get you where you need to be. But understand the process is the very first part of this. Because if it were that simple, then don't you think that they wouldn't turn you around when you go to the dealership and you don't have the score to qualify for, this, that, or that car? Like, it would be as simple as a partnership, because they work off commission, right? All these places, the mortgagers and dealerships and salespeople, they all work off commission. So don't you think that it would be as simple as having a partnership where, like, the dealership is guaranteed to get the sale because all they have to do is send out this letter or whatever? Like, you would get the car in advance. The same way as when there's a car accident, right? The people have these lawsuits and they have to wait like 5-10 years to get their money. There's companies that, because you're guaranteed to get the money, they are going to front you the money, and obviously you're going to end up with nothing at the end of it. But that is what a guaranteed process looks like. So why isn't this part of a process like that? It's because it doesn't exist. It's not guaranteed. It takes too long. The numbers are all over the place and nobody has the same result, right? So you can't sell your result to someone with a do-it-yourself program or with templates. It doesn't work like that, right? I mean, you can do this. It's a fight, and the only thing that's guaranteed is that at the end of it, if the bureaus are not complying, they're breaking the law, and whatever, you have proof of this and you have all of these copies of your disputes and the responses and their failure to correct these things, then you can go to the CFPB and then you can do a lawsuit. That is what is guaranteed, because that is what the laws are there for, right? That is how you actually utilize that process, okay? Or obviously you wait until the items fall off, or you do it the right way to get them removed, right? When you actually use the right arguments, and again, the right arguments are taking it off your credit report with the actual facts, right? That is using the right process and the right arguments, right? You see, I don't lock my clients in. I don't make them pay out. If they don't want to be in the program, well then, hey, guess what? I have an easy cancellation policy. You see, I'm going to fight with you. I'm going to fight for you. I'm just not going to fight against you. You see, there's a huge, I'm not going to get into that in this video, but there's a huge thing with locking people into a process that they just don't want to be in. And that's never going to be me. And when I say I don't make you buy out, you know what that means? It means that if you don't want to be in this process, I would otherwise have to make you pay $500, $600, $700, $800 just because you want to go somewhere else, because you're not seeing the copies of the disputes. You are not, knowing what the heck is going on. You don't have a client portal. You don't have all these things. And again, there goes my camera all over the place. That is when you're locking someone in and making them buy out. You see, I don't do that. Not only that, but my clients actually know what is going on with their file and that I am not using templates, okay? So, one of the things that people ask all the time is, why don't these companies give copies of the disputes? Well, it is because they are using templates and there's nothing special about their process. There's no proprietary system. There is no confidential information with this. There's no magic secret sauce. And when they say these things, what they're telling you is either A, you don't pay me enough for me to explain it to you or show it to you, or B, we're not doing anything, okay? So those are the things that you need to understand with all of these things. You see, I give my clients the copies of the disputes. They know exactly what's going on. They have a client portal that they can see everything in, okay? And so they're able to see that I'm doing all the negative items on their file. I'm doing all 3 bureaus at the same time, and it is 100% legal. There's no police report. There's none of that stuff. And those are the things, the opposite of what I'm saying I do for my clients. Those are the things that you are going to see when you go somewhere else, okay? So just saying. And then, they have the people that say, well, I don't really want to be in a program because I'm going to get dragged along. Well, yeah. In other places, you are definitely going to get dragged along because that's why they don't give you the copies of the disputes, because that's going to mean that you don't know what's going on. You see, it's mathematically impossible to be done in less than 12 months because, not with me, but with other companies, because they don't dispute all the negative items at the same time. They don't dispute all 3 bureaus at the same time, and they're using templates. So obviously, you are not going to be done in less than 12 months. But with me, it's physically, literally impossible to drag a client along because they have everything being done at the same time and you are not locked in, okay? So I just wanted to explain that really quick. And I forgot, I also don't tell you to pay me by dropping a bag of cash behind 7-Eleven, all right? Or, don't forget that when you get the invoice from me, then I need you to put services as described or as discussed on there because I can't have them know that I'm doing credit repair. So speaking of which, we have a video coming out, a very, very, very important video that's going to explain why it is illegal to perform these services in Georgia, and not just for those of you that live in Georgia, but also for everybody else. You need to know the right way to do this so that you can protect yourself, you can protect your family, you can protect your credit, and you are not going to be doing anything illegal, okay? And then after our Georgia video, we also have the journey where with permission from my client, I am going to show you how we were able to get him a $450,000 loan for his mortgage and everything that was included in this process, okay? So I'm super looking forward to that, and maybe this video was a little bit longer, but again, happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. It's getting a little bit cold out here. Thanks for being with me for 6 years, and stay tuned for the videos that are coming out. Oh, and if you do want to actually have this done the right way, where all your negative items are disputed and all 3 bureaus, and you actually know what's going on, then head to the link that you see somewhere on your screen. And if I forget to put it on the screen, then it is my740.com. Go schedule a call with me, and I will see if I can help. All right. That is it from me to you. Have a nice Thanksgiving while my camera's going all over the place, and I will see you later. Deuces.